Calvary's road, no man took his life from him. For you and me, he willingly gave. In his mind, he had a vision. It was of the resurrection. Truly, he paid that price. Our victory's complete in the perfect sacrifice. For in death, there's victory. Self-sacrifice means freedom, and this is the way for me. For the joy set before, there's a cross to endure. For real life, this I see, that in death there's victory. Abraham held a promise. In Isaac shall thy seed be called. And he died to his own thinking when God told him sacrifice his boy. Obedient unto death, he was faithful, knowing resurrection was in the end. This he said, the lad and I, we will go worship, and we'll come to you again. For we know in death, there's victory. Self-sacrifice means freedom, and this is the way for me. By faith Jochebed placed Moses in the mouth of death on the river Nile. Pharaoh's daughter, finding him to the house of death, she took the child, and there he lived with those who sought his life, and to the desert he had to flee, and there he died to his own thinking, to lead Israel to the victory. So we see in death, there's victory. Self-sacrifice means freedom, and this is the way for me. Samson prayed, let me die. His victory that day was more than all his life. If I perish, but the king now see, I must go and set my people free. The 3 Hebrew boys walked in this play. They did not bow down, and God delivered them to death's decree. Daniel did not give in. Victory was on his knees. He came alive from the dead. In death, oh, in death, there's victory. Self-sacrifice means freedom, and this is the way for me. Oh, for the joy set before, there's a cross we must endure. For real life, this I see, that in death there's victory. ourselves and sing, truly become a burnt offering. But it's sure that in the end that we'll rise again, for we see in death, oh, in death, there's victory. Self-sacrifice, there's freedom, and this is the way for me. For the joy set before, there's a cross we must endure. For real life, this I see, that in death there's victory. For the joy set before, there's a cross we must endure. For real life, this I see, that in death there's victory.
You can do better than that. You can do